guys? Welcome back. My name is Jay, and this is my Diecast Creations channel. I am so overwhelmed with the amount of support that this channel is getting. In just under a month, we're at 127 subscribers, and it's amazing. It really is. We did our 100 sub event. I'm gonna start working on that car here soon, and it'll be given away March 13th. And I'm just going to put this out there. If we hit 200 subscribers by the time that video drops, I'm giving away another car. All right? So if you guys want another car, share this with your friends. Share this with everybody you know. If you enjoy what I'm doing here, this is for us. This is for the JDC family. It's not just for me. I'm trying to give back to the community value that was given to me a year ago when I got into this hobby. So if you enjoy this, hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell if you want to see every video that I'm gonna put up, because we're gonna do 2 to 3 videos a week possibly. So in the beginning, at least, we'll get the ball rolling. And let's go. I'm doing a whole bunch of different events right now. I got a lot of builds coming, and I have a ton of builds that I've done already that I just need to complete the videos on, which I think all of you guys are going to want to see, because some of this stuff is just mind-blowing to me that I even created it. It's insane when I sit back and look. I'm like, wow, that I did that with no experience at all. So, yeah, guys, sit back. I'm gonna give you a couple tips today on organized chaos and how to make the most out of your time. So hope you enjoy. Leave your comments down below if you got any suggestions for the next one. So today we're gonna talk about organized chaos, right? I sat down to paint this demo car that you see here on the left, and I had been working last night, and I didn't clean up my workspace, so there was stuff everywhere, scraps from the build process. So I decided to stop cleaning, because I started cleaning up, but then I decided to stop because I wanted to share this with you guys. I think this is something valuable that I wish I would have known when I started. So this is basically what I'm going to get into. One of the biggest things I could say is get organized, right? They have these organizer things at the Dollar Tree. You can get bits organizers. You can get bits organizers like that. I'm not going to show the whole thing because you know what it is. You can get those at various places, Basically, get organized. If you don't separate the steps of your build process, the build phases, it's going to get real chaotic real quick. You don't want your paintbrushes mixed in with your cutting tools and stuff like that. So, break down your build process. It should be from deconstruction to your mid-phase build, as far as like your polystyrene and stuff like that, plasticard, all your tubing and stuff like that. You're gonna want all that stuff in one section, and then your final phases, as far as your paint and your brushes and your aerosol cans, as far as your primer and your spray paint, all that stuff should be separated. You don't want to have all the stuff mixed in, because you'll be fumbling all over yourself trying to find what you need. And not everybody has all day to work. You come home from work and you want to do your hobby, and you spend 10 minutes looking for one thing. It's a waste of time, right? So you want to utilize organization to benefit you in your time. You want to make the most out of the time that you have to sit down and work on your builds. So that's one of the first things I could say is get organized, right? The second thing I could say is take 5 minutes between build phases to clean up your work table. You don't want to start painting on top of a bunch of bits that you just cut up, and you got ends of toothpicks and this, that, and the other thing, and it's stabbing you in the elbow when you're trying to hold the thing to paint it, whatever. So that's the second thing I can say is take breaks. Take breaks to get organized. The third thing I would say is to utilize your space, right? You don't want to have 50 different things on your tabletop. You want to clear your tabletop and have everything at your disposal that you need every day that you're using, but get the rest of the stuff off. You don't need things that you might use every now and then right there on your tabletop, because it just takes up too much space. So that's another thing I would say is utilize the space that you have. I know everybody doesn't have a whole workshop to work in, but I don't either. I work in an armoire. I got an armoire on sale at a thrift store. It was 50% off, and I paid $9 for it. And it's a full-size armoire. Well, I think it's a full size. I don't really know, but it's the perfect size for me. It's a desktop. It's got a drawer that pulls out. It's got shelves underneath. It's got one shelf up top. And here, I'll show you. I'll show you right now. So my workspace is a disaster right now, but basically when I roll back, you can see what I got going on. Up top is stuff that I'm working on and like just inspiration, right? And then there's a desk drawer that pulls out with like all my hardware tools are here. Well, not all of them, but utility knives and stuff like that. I got a bin with brushes and stuff like that. And then there's a junkyard of cars that I've drilled out and used for parts. Garbage can underneath, and then just like random stuff. But to the left here, there's a microwave stand that I put my drill and my Dremel and all that on, These totes, I need to go through this and organize it, but, basically that's why I'm making this video, and I'm not hiding anything. If you go over here, you can see that's where all my paint stuff is, and my terrain stuff, So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. My station isn't clean right now, but because it's not clean, I'm not going to get the most out of my time either. So that's why it's important for me to make this video. And basically, help people not make this mistake in the beginning, right? Inspiration, put something up for inspiration in your work area, something that's going to give you ideas for your imagination to thrive, right? Like you want to be able to think outside of the box. So whatever it is for you, maybe it's anime, or maybe it's, some Dungeons and Dragons stuff, or 40K or whatever, For me, it's race cars. I love race cars, so I try to put up some race car stuff, To each his own, but figure out what that is and have it so that you can see it. Maybe it's a favorite build that you did, and you keep that around, because every time you look at it, it gives you inspiration. One thing I will say though is, you might have to put those builds away sometimes. Don't have all your builds in visibility, because, you might start to copy subconsciously. You do this and you don't realize it, but you might start to copy things that you did on your previous build. And then you turn around and the thing is done and you look at it and it's like, damn, it looks just like the last one I did. So, out of sight, out of mind is a thing. And sometimes you might have to do that, put it in another room or in a drawer or something like that, just so that it doesn't put you into the same zone as you were, yesterday. The other thing I can say is, like, when you sit down to work, put your phone on silent. If you're going to sit down and hobby and try to get a build done, Don't think that you're going to be able to sit there and look at Facebook for 2 minutes or watch a YouTube video for 5 minutes and then put it down and pick up where you just were. The next thing you know, like, you'll be sitting back in your chair 2 hours later looking at the same car and you haven't touched it. You know, maybe you learned something, but there's other times to watch YouTube videos. You know, you could watch that and learn things when you're not doing anything. You know, but hobby time is few and far between for some people, and you got to make the most of it. So that's why I'm making this video, is to help you utilize your time and your space and make the most of that hour or two that you sit down to get to work. Come up with a process, right? The process in anything is the most important part. For me, it's broken down into those phases that I talked about before, like deconstruction, strip the paint. Then it's the construction build part, which is usually the hardest, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to like Gaslands cars and stuff like that, because you're fabricating most of the stuff that you're working on. And then, it comes to the final step, which would be paint and clear coat. So break those processes down, get organized with those processes, but then also get organized with a process on your tabletop. So like for me, a lot of people might look at these and say, oh, those are just tow trucks, right? They're not. This tow truck here is a yellow treasure hunt, right? So it sticks out. This one is an anniversary edition. So these two tow trucks are my 1 and 2 builds. So if I'm working on something, the other builds that I have going on go on these trucks and they go out of the way. I could still see them, I still know what's in my pipeline, but they're not in the way, right? And every now and then I might get a spike of inspiration and, put up what I'm working on for now and pull out another one because I want to do that right now before I lose the idea, right? But I have a process. This is 1, this is 2. These are the ones that I'm working on behind that if I have something. And then, in the back over here, I have builds that are coming up that I haven't started yet. So, these are builds that I haven't started yet, but I can see them and I know what's in my pipeline, right? The last thing that I would say is YouTube everything. If you can't figure out something, go on to another thing, and when you're not sitting at your table, write it down. And when you're not sitting at your table working, YouTube it and learn, right? And then when you come back to sit down, you have an idea of how to attack it. You have a plan of attack. So it'll help you streamline your builds in the long run. So basically, that's in short, that's it. If you guys have any questions or comments about this video, leave them in the comment section. I hope that it was valuable to somebody at some point in time. This is how I learned everything that I know about doing this craft. So if you have any suggestions of videos that like this in the future, leave them in the comment section as well, because I'm open to ideas. I'll do any videos I can to help anybody that needs help, right? So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to see all the videos that come up, and it'll pop up on your phone. All right. Thanks for sticking around. Have a good day.